Hey up YouTube. Right, where are we? That helps as well. We're down at East Halton. Come for a bit of somewhere a bit different today. I was going to do Staley Wall or Immingham Wall or Staley Wall, whatever. Go through Immingham to get to it. But it's been chocker. It's been full of camper vans and God knows what else for the last week or two. Apparently now majority of them have buggered off, but we'd already sort of decided we won't go into Wall, and we're going to go to Fuller Street, North Wall, but you know what I'm like, I like my new marks. So we've come here and I've got a prezi to show you. I'll see you in a sec. Prezi, where is he? Here we are, look, from the guys at Penn. Here's the Penn Tidal XR 450, and this is the twin tip variant. I've not looked at this yet. I've seen pictures, but I've not looked at it yet. So let's have a look. Unfortunately, they've not done a sexy rod tube like they did with the Rampagers. Now, this is what attracted me to it. Comes with two tips. Now, it's not a cheap rod. George is selling it. George at Anglers and Danglers is selling it for. What did he say he was selling it for? 250. 250 smackers. Not a cheap rod, but it's an all-purpose, all season, you know, all season rod. You've got a fine match tip. A nice little match tip, and then you've got a stronger, I don't know if it's a hybrid, I can't remember whether it's a hybrid or just a carbon fibre tip, but a thicker tip. You've got a thick and a thin tip. Now today, I think I'm going to try using the thin tip. I'm going to use two thin tip rods and we're going to be fishing close in. So we'll put that one away. Now the rod bag, I've not seen a rod bag like this, it's a 3-stage. So it's not 3 pockets, you know, side by side, it's 3 back to back. I quite like that, it's going to make it easier. My lazy ass putting stuff away. I never put stuff away properly. So let's have a look at the next section. It's a lovely, actually, when in the pictures they don't do it justice, because I wasn't too keen on colour. But I'm not bothered about the colour, really. I'm not a fashion fisherman, it says wanting a matching reel. But I'd say it's not going to do it justice, but you can see the carbon fibre wrap is a slightly different green, and there's a bit of glitter in it, there's a bit of shine to it, so you know, if you like your shiny things. You make it look shiny. It's using Fuji guides and Penn's reel seat, which we'll have a look at in a minute. I was hoping Alpha brought bring his Rampage with him, so we could see if it was the same rod seat for them from the Rampage. So we'll do that comparison, because that's known not to be that good of a rod seat. Now then, while we're here, look, there's 2 little dots actually to show you're lined up. That's pretty cool. That's really cool actually, I like that. Never seen that before. But you see how this hasn't pushed all the way in together? Don't force it, it's not supposed to. New rods, there should be a bit of gap there, and over time, over the years that you're using the rod, obviously that gap will shrink and shrink, and eventually, but it's to give the rod a bit of longevity, to make its lifespan a bit longer. Got a kick on that. It looks like the Fuji inserts have been slightly customised for Penn, because the the insert on the eye is slightly green as well, which is pretty cool. Let's have a look at the butt section. And have a look at that reel seat. Now, not many of these came into the country, so you may not be able to get one. But if you can, do support your local tackle shop. Now, it looks to me, let me just pop this back because I don't want this one getting blown about. Pop this section in here. Now, it does look to me, assuming you can hear me, this reel seat looks like a clone of the Fuji reel seat that's actually on the Cinetic rod that I've got, the red rod. It feels the same, it looks the same, but say I can't do a direct comparison. But what do you guys think? It looks the same, doesn't it? Even with the little black bits on there, but I suppose a lot of them are quite generic. You've got a bulgy bit at the back. We like a bit of back bulge, don't we? Finish on it's really good actually. I'm very happy. Those little dots, they've even come up with a snazzy name for those little dots. Look, dot here. They've called it the align joint system. So you don't have to look like you're trying to sight up a shotgun. But this is the 4.5 metre, which I think equates to about 15 foot, somewhere in that region. And I'm going to put a cannon on it because my hands are cold already. We'll take that tag off. We'll put the surf blaster on it. So they've not done a matching spool, which is a little upsetting. But we'll put my Pen surf blaster on it, and I'm just going to quickly take, I'll come back to you in a sec, I'm just going to take the cannon off the Cinetic. I will get another cannon, but I'm going to take the cannon off the Cinetic. What does it say here? Alkanite ring, deep pressed frame, corrosion resistant CC and BC finish, tangle free Fuji, and then, oh, here we go, Tidal XR specifications, Fuji guide, 30T high modulus X carbon blank. That means nothing to me. Sensor tip for perfect bite registration, slim and strong blank. Yeah, it is slim. Extreme distance casting properties and a cross wrap or X wrap casting grip. And then it's the same in other languages. Cool. They could have given you a sticker, couldn't they? Right, so I'm just doing a quick and dirty job of putting the casting cannon on this. I'm going to go for a bit of range with this one today. So let's get it put back together. So I will be ordering another casting cannon. I do want one on all my rods because they are bloody good. Especially in this cold weather. I wish they did sort of a slightly smaller one for the spinning rod, to be fair. I mean, it might be a touch unnecessary, but once it's a technique and once you're used to using them, it's then weird to cast without them. But yeah, I was torn as to a few places where we were going to go today. But I'm going to do another video in week because I'm not out next weekend. So I'm going to do another video in week. And that'll be a nighttime session somewhere. Although I'm saying that, I might not get any bait. Bait's a bit thin on ground so far this year. Oh, is it going to go through the eyes? Yeah. Happy days. Happy days. So, let me get this rigged up. Shall I risk it for a biscuit and put a 3-0 on this one? I might have to look at my rig wallet. I've got some. I just, I've been struggling to get hold of hooks. Yeah. I asked George if he could order boxes, and he said he did his usual. Well, thought I wouldn't mind, George, but if it's money issue, you know full well that I'll send you money ahead of time. I'd rather, to be honest, I'd rather have something paid for and be able to pick it up as and when I need it, you know. No. Oh, it's definitely time for getting flask out. Although I think by the time we've had a brew, we might be castable. Hopefully. Oh, fucking wait, hopefully weights are heavy enough. Oh, I need to put a bloody tip light bracket on it as well. Oh no, he said no. Wow, bloody hell, I thought the Fuji tip was soft. The Achios tip was soft. I might have to put the firmer tip on this, look at that. Just with lead on. I thought the Achios tip was soft. Oh, come on, yeah. You set angled, look, that's all it was. I'll show people, just with lead on. Just with, what's a yellow breakaway, 150? So just with a lead on, that's me tip bend, rod tip bend. I'm getting a feeling actually I should probably use this one close in and use the Fury at a bit of range. I'm used to Fury being soft, but Jesus. It's like me after a few tinnies. Now, if I remember rightly, I was told when you fish here, keep your rod tips high. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to grab that rock, a big rock down here, and I'm going to put that on my back spike. Ooh. And there we go. It's a beast, isn't it? Nice thin blank. Yeah. I'll tell you what, pictures don't do it justice either. It actually looked, I'll be honest, I didn't like the look of it. Yeah. I thought the green were a bit flat, but they've put a flake in it, haven't they? And it's nice. And I like this little addition they've done here, look.
Oh, the joint system.
With the
yeah, that's good. That.
With the dots, I like that.
Yeah. Usually,
nice little bit.
With good rods like these, you usually get the line for your
yeah. Although I've still managed to not align them properly, haven't I? Oh, according to that, it's on. According to. Yeah. I've not put any tape on it, guys, because apparently, and we'll test it out later on, but apparently this is quite a good glow-in-the-dark tip. And we'll see that later on. George very kindly gave us a torch to test it with. That'll give it a bit of a supercharge, so hopefully it'll show up on camera for you. And if the tide's not too heavy, I'm going to have a play with those glow-in-the-dark leads later on, but I think I've got a feeling we might be dealing with a fair bit of tow here.
Absolutely.
I might have to get the pliers out and bend those legs out a bit on the... Hey, listen, if we don't catch any fish, at least we can have a steak. Yeah. Yeah, that's the umber off there in distance. In fact, I've never had a pan around here, so I'm going to do a pan around before the sun fully sets. But at least, hey, listen, at least we can have a steak. You pin it down.
Hey, I've got some good sharp knives.
Yeah, you pin it down. Yeah. I'll butcher it.
Yeah.
We've got little stove. I'm sure we can throw something together.
I've got some rope in me.
What, you're going to rodeo it, are you? Yeah.
Whip it round,
Whip it to the roof.
grab its leg,
Yeah.
whip it up, jump on it, wrap its legs together.
Yeah. Or a bit of lamb. That'd be a bit easier, wouldn't it?
Lamb would be nicer, wouldn't it?
That'd be a bit. Well, it'd be easier, wouldn't it?
Because if they've still got a full fur coat.
I'll make some gloves as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of lambs in that lot, isn't there?
There is.
My stew, I'm partial to a bit of ogget or or mutton.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know what ogget is. It's the midway. No, ogget is the midway between lamb and mutton.
Oh, I thought that were always called. Oh no, they must be Grandad called it. No, I can't remember now. Grandad used to have a name for it. 65-year-olds trying to look like 15.
Sheep, wolf, mutton dressed as lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was Wakefield Westgate on a Saturday night. That was. Yeah.
I watched that Blazing Saddles again last night. One of my favourite films. Brilliant.
Right. Anyway, I'll shut you off because we're not. Oh no, I'm going to do a pan around first. Let's do a snazzy panoramic pan round where it's all juddery and jumpy because I'm shit. Oh, I don't miss that about smoking. Trying to get a fucking lighter going. Right, snazzy panoramic pan round. We'll start hot rods. We're still recording. Wow, I'm not used to this. It ain't frozen. So, how long we been here? What? An hour, if that?
About an hour, yeah.
And it's coming, what, 20 yard?
Easy.
So we're going to be good to go about 2 hours before aren't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, pan around. Let's have a look. It's nicer down here. It don't smell like Stirlingwall does. Stirlingwall has an odour. Not an unpleasant odour per se, but it certainly has an odour. Anyway,
Snaggy.
doesn't look like, well you say that now.
No, 'cause don't forget when water gets.
There's Umber Bridge, I don't know if it'll be showing up in background. Well yeah. I mean in theory we could cast now and let it soak, but I'm not gonna. Look, there's dinner. There's some sheep and cows. So there's dinner if we need it. There's the, what is that plant? You found out, didn't you? Is it sewage, not sewage processing?
No,
It's a gas plant, isn't it?
gas plant, yeah.
There's the gas plant. So you see, sort of, we are literally, I mean, if docks weren't there, we would literally be what? If we could drive down Wall, we'd be 10 minutes from Woods end of Immingham Wall, wouldn't we?
Seawood now.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know if that's in Woods.
Yeah. 'Cause it's
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, through the docks, through the back of the car, yeah, you can.
the other side.
Yeah, so there we go. That's where we are in relation to Immingham Wall. There's Alf. Hopefully he'll keep his pants on this time, because the camera won't freeze to save me that that injustice. Hopefully this camera won't freeze to save me that injustice. And yeah, and there's the other side of the Humber. Assumedly Shane will be out there somewhere. I think actually where we are now is more opposite Paul Cathedral than we were last time. I think it's straight over, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there we go. Right, I'm going to have a brew, let this water come in, and then we'll get out there and see you in a bit. Right, well, we're talking away and I didn't have my microphones turned on because I'd turned everything off while we had a brew. Right, so, although it'll be silent, I'll leave it in there. Just cast out that pen rod, and I got to say, I just gave it a little flick, didn't put all into it, and it was really nice to cast. And of course, we have to remember it's not broken in. That was first ever cast with that rod. It's not second hand, it's brand new. It's one of the first ones in country. And it was lovely. Alf's already sent, Alf's trying something new that I don't see anybody try on this coast. And I've told him that, I've not seen anybody try it. Not to say that you guys aren't out there that do this, but he's trying artificial blacks that have been soaking in crab oil. He says for about 6 years they've been 6 or 4 years have they been soaking. 6 or 4 years have they? 4 years. some artificial blacks that have been soaking in crab oil for 4 years. He's giving it a go. I am on the trusted black and squid. It's just my standard wraps. Now I have been asked to show you how I then go about baiting those wraps up that I make at home. So I'm going to bring you in now and we're going to bait up that other rod. That's just wind noise. We're going to bait up that other rod, at least I think it is. Am I holding bottom all right? I seem to be holding bottom pretty well. I was told that toe might be a bit of an issue, but I went straight out and I stayed straight out, but we'll find out on the retrieve whether that means I've gone 2 foot down into mud with lead. So I'll bring you in and we'll bait up that other one together and I'll show you how I do it. He says, not picking up camera. Right, turn on a bit of extra light just in case. There we go. It's getting dark already. That sun sets bloody quick. Right. Here we are, look. Here we are. Stay. You're not going to stay. Fingers crossed, eh? That's why we've come here. Sick of bloody landing whiting. No, I made some fish cakes last week and Mrs. loved them. It is. It's all about the cod. Right. So, baiting needle, yeah. I use quite a thick baiting needle for these wraps. I just find it easier when they're still frozen. Let's bring it round here, look. Just unhook myself, there we go. So, get the important bit, get the sharp pointy end. That goes in end at baiting needle. Your baiting needle should have an hollow bit on it. Now these are still frozen, so I'm having to hold it a bit tightly. And then literally, now these are a bit of a fight, like I said, they're still frozen. So I've got to sort of accentuate the bend a little bit and sort of put my finger on the back of the bait and push it on, push it round, seat it about there. And that's it, you're baited up. Staying relatively clean, not fannying on with the frozen bait in your fingers. And then because it's a pennel, it's a bit close. 1, 2, 3, and through. And there we go. Bit of a slack on this. I could actually put some more elastic on there, but I shan't worry about it too much. This one's going to be it's kept a bit closer in. Hooked up, job's done. Let's get it out. You ain't catching if you ain't in water, are you? So yeah, I'll move you back so you can see it cast. Another car coming up. Move that rod out of the way. Right, you can get past. He managed. And then this one, I'm just going for a little sloopy cast, just quite close in. I probably actually should tie a flapper to put on this, but I ain't got any small hooks. There we go. That's maybe 20 yard out. We'll keep that one. We'll keep one close and one at range. Now it is a bit early in the tide, so I'm not expecting to see a great deal yet. But with that Was that rubber showing a sign of any?
Yes, I'm getting little nips on it.
You getting nips on it?
Yeah.
I suppose that's one of the good things about them artificials. They're going to show up at little,
Yeah.
little dings and bits and pieces and sort of little bits of interest, aren't they?
The thing is, if you don't try it, you don't know, do you?
Well, that's it. You're right. If you don't try, you don't know. Because as fishermen, we tend to get stuck in as ways, don't we? You know, everybody says, "Well, blacks and squid always works." Well, yeah, it might have worked for the last 20 years, but what's to say? I mean, what's to say a peeler won't work right now?
It's that or into that crab car.
Yeah.
I'm going to order some of that. But you can order it frozen.
Yeah, I have. It's something I've always wanted to try, and a lot of people do swear by it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the message out to the females, they don't make it out to males.
No, I know it's the row, innit?
Yeah.
Because it's actually illegal for them to land it for the purpose of selling carts.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's the factories that sell the car
Yeah.
to the individual.
Yeah, it's a byproduct. Yeah, it's a byproduct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So both rods are out. I promised myself I'm not going to have a rant about what went on Facebook over the last few days. I'm not going to lie, there's a strong probability that I will have a rant about it. But I don't want to have a rant about the individual. That wasn't my point, and that wasn't the point. In fact, you know what, let's just get it over and done with. That wasn't the point of what I posted on Facebook in the One Man and His Rod Facebook group. If you want to see it, it's still there. You can request joining the group. The reason I put up what I put up wasn't to slate him in any way, shape or form. The reason I put up what I put up was because I don't appreciate, if you've got something to say about something that I put out, let me know. Don't hide behind other people. And that's exactly what he was doing. He was saying other people will say, so I put this post up saying, look, you know, if you've got something to say, don't say it to somebody else, say it to me. So apparently all locals had fallen out with me about the video I put out midweek last week about how to get on to Immingham Wall, how to drive to Immingham Wall from the A180. And if enough people had given me a shout and said, look, we really don't appreciate it, I might have thought about taking it down. I don't know if I would have done, but I might have thought about it. Where was I? So, yeah, there was it got a bit heated. Luckily, there was no mudslinging. It was all pretty much kept above board. I will say, some comments were made about Vern that I did disagree with. Oh, maybe on new rod. I might not have a new rod curse. Could have just been wind, but there was some. There were a little tug. Just lots of little tugs. I hope it's not crabs feathering it. Yeah. We'll have to see. Where was I? So yeah, you know, give me a shout. Let me know in comments. If you don't want to let me know in comments, let me know that you, don't say other people have, let me know that you, and I'll ask the question publicly. I won't name and shame anybody who comes to me and says, you know, can they have a chat about the video that I've put up? They have an issue with something in the video I've put up. If it's something I can resolve, I'll resolve it. I may not always be able to resolve it. But yeah, my point is, or the point I was trying to make. Oh, Vern, listen. I just want to say, what Vern does when he talks about the mess on the wall, I'm full admiration for the fella. I've spoken about it now. I've not seen anything like some of the mess he sees, but he does go more regularly than me. Hang on, I'm ringing now. Oh, it's Kurt. Hang on, give me a minute. So yeah, where was that? Vern, full credit to the fella. Let's keep it short now. Just, what, have we got weed, have we? Oh yeah, that's not though, is it? To say how close in you want as well. Where was I? Vern sea fishing. Yeah, I've not seen the wall anywhere near as bad as he has seen it. He's seen some atrocities. And, you know, he picks it up, he takes it home and he puts it in his bin. There's nothing more anybody can do, and we as YouTubers like to try and highlight the issue as best we can. I'll message Georgina actually, because the main reason actually that I didn't go Staley Immingham today was when I was there last week, it were full of camper vans. The bays that I would have wanted to fish in this tide were full of camper vans. Now it turns out, yeah, those camper vans have gone. But I'm too tight to drive down there to find out on the off chance that they have gone. I didn't... yeah, I didn't want to risk it. So we came here. We had a better chance at getting on where we wanted. Well, we didn't know where we wanted, to be fair. But we stood a better chance of getting on here, getting a bigger bay that's got plenty of space for the pair of us, than if we'd have gone down there. So, happy days, I'm happy we've got to where we've got to. Might take that bait bag off there, because I think it's making it look, it might be wobbling stand and wobbling rod tips. But please, I'm going to just get to the point here. If you're fishing Immingham Wall, Staley Wall, whatever you want to call it, whatever you take with you, take it home. It's not on. And at the end of the day, if you don't, everybody's going to lose access. Because they're not going to close the gate, they're not going to lock the gate. The Environments Agency said, in writing, it's on one of the, I think it's on Grimsby Fishing Group. It's an old post, but it's on there from summertime. The Environments Agency said it won't be a gate, they'll concrete bollard, they'll put big boulders in the way, so you won't be able to get on. And to them of you that's saying, oh well, we'll just park on path and park on road and walk up. No, they're going to put it at the start of the road. Not at the end, they're going to bollard off the start of it. So, you know, a bit of food for thought there, guys. And Frank, if you watch my videos, and you'll know who you are, but if you're the Frank that goes and cleans the wall, get in touch with me, please. Because A, I'd love to organise something to help out. Maybe a monthly or whatever. Try and get subscribers involved and get down there and just go down with some bin bags. Oh. But do get in touch. Because anything we can do to make sure that that's still a viable fishing spot for years to come, even if it's just me coming down and highlighting what you're doing and showing how bad it can be, please do let me know. Anyway, back to the fishing. Let's have a look, see how much, I'm just going to have a look, see how much we've travelled, if we've travelled at all. No, I seem to be holding bottom quite nicely. We'll see what it's like when I try and retrieve. I'm purposely not retrieving just yet. I'm just letting the water at my feet get a bit higher up, just so that I'm not bringing it in through the bladder rack. But yeah, I'm going to shut down. And probably next time you see me, we'll either be bringing in or you might not be able to see me because it might be pitch black. I've not set this camera up right, so my front screen keeps turning off, and I'm not sure whether I'm in frame. No, I am in frame. If there's a little blurry patch around here through the entire video, it's just because I want to blur out my reg plate, because reg plate cloning round by me at the moment's rife. So So yeah, so I'll see you in a bit. Happy days, camera's still not frozen. I'll see you in a bit. There we go. Bait's still good, I might just resend that.
Yeah.
Well, it was still frozen when I sent it, so it'll be slow release.
That's what's fun though, isn't it?
Might go a little bit. See, I'm fighting my bloody sensors to go a little bit further.
Yeah. I'm tempted to do that myself.
What, just whack one and see? Yeah. Yeah, bait's not been touched. Yeah, I'm going to resend that. Yeah, I've got some mackerel blueies as well, so try them in a bit. Yeah, we'll do it this way around. Oh, that was alright. Didn't go as far as it sounded it were going. No, it will do. That'll do, pig, that'll do. Oh, let's try the retrieve on this rod. Oh, that's bedded a little bit, that's why that didn't move. There we go. That one were well in mud, that's why it didn't move. Oh, now then. A little bit of a squirm then. Nah, nothing. Apart from a load of bloody Tampax. Not much weed though. Not much weed. But the retrieve on that were really nice. The retrieve on that was very nice, in fact. But yeah, it's the same story. Bait not touched. Resend it. I'll get some more rigs out in a minute, and we'll have some more rigs ready to go. And I'll show you again about baiting them up. But the weed's not too heavy. I mean, that was neither here nor there, that was. But I'm going to go behind camera a little bit, and I'm going to send this one a little bit more. See if I can get out a little bit further, just with one of them. So give me a sec. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the entire rod in shot. Oh. Where I'm going to be close enough for it to be light enough to be able to see. Oh, my arm. Well, that stayed close in, but that had a load of bloody weed on it. Untangle you. What I'll do, while it's still light enough, and whilst you can still see them, because I was actually discussing with a subscriber, do let me know, the fella I was talking to, make yourself known in comments, will you? I'll put you on rod tips a bit and we'll speed it up. Right, YouTube, hey up. We are, what time are we on? Half an hour away from high tide. There's definitely someone out there sniffing at us baits, but no takers yet. We're definitely getting more sniffs out at range than we are close in. I was told to fish this close in by numerous people, but, and I am fishing it close in. I've got one, in fact I've got them both close in at the moment. I've just changed one of my rigs from a pulley pennel to a, oh what's it called, an up and over, just to see if we're missing shy biters. The up and over gives it a bit of a running ledger and a bit more long, although I've got a feeling I'm probably going to snag it on the retrieve, but we'll cross that bridge. Oh, that was a good waggle. Good shimmy and a waggle. Yeah, I'll probably lose it on the retrieve, but we'll see. I am fishing medium to large baits, but they're the same baits. They're actually exactly the same baits that I was fishing Stelly on last week. Didn't film, it was just me and the middle child went out. We had a good session. I lost count. I stopped counting in the late teens of the tings. We had some really good sized tings. I stopped counting in the late teens. And yeah, it was a really good session. Down just outside of the Yellow Crosses again, where I filmed the week before. Using the exact same baits here today. Not a sniff on them. We know it's definitely not crabs. I've had mackerel out and it's just not getting touched at all. So I've gone back to squid and black wraps. So I think you've been on all along, haven't you, Alf?
What's that for?
Squid and black wraps.
Yeah.
And there's definitely stuff out there. There's definitely fish out there. They just seem to be not taking it. They're definitely sniffing it. They're definitely playing with it and throwing it about a bit. But they're not taking it. Yet. We've still got a few hours left of the... well, we've got about, without looking, about half an hour left until high. And then we should be able to fish it out about an hour and a half to 2 hours. There's a couple of lads on their way over. They've been fishing Immingham, Starley Wall. They've had one codling and one whiting, which granted between two of them. That is 2 more than we've had. But also they were up and fishing before we'd even got here, so you know, they've had a longer session than us. So fingers crossed that they come in. I don't know how long the video has come up to this point. A lot of the rod watching I will speed up and put some music under. But yeah, if you've made it this far, do press that subscribe button, do press that like button or dislike button, either. Get involved in the discussion below, say hi, make yourself known. Nothing costs, it's all free, no cost soap. If you're not signed up to YouTube, do sign up. It is all free. There is a paid option, but you don't need it. And subscribe on the YouTubers that you watch regularly. It helps us all out a lot. It really does. It really does. I really am liking the new rod. I really am. It's really nice to cast. It'll be interesting to see what I can do with the stiffer tip on a beach. But at the moment, I've got two soft tip rods out just to see what it's like, basically. But I think I might have the new rod curse tonight. We definitely had one good firm lift bite on the new rod, but it wasn't to be. I reeled it in. There was a clear bite mark all the way around the bait, but it must have spat it, and the hook not caught. So, but there's definitely fish out there. There's activity on the rods, not so much on mine at the moment. Have yours gone quiet again? Yeah, so rods have gone quiet again. Well, it's better than nothing. So I'm gonna let these soak for 10 minutes. I'm gonna have another cup of tea, although I'm running a risk at having a cup of tea because I think I might have an IBS attack coming. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to turn back off again and I'll see you in a bit. Oh, right. Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. But I've dropped one. I saw it. I know it was on there. I know I've dropped it. Tide's definitely on turn and it does zoom out, so I don't know how much more time we're going to get. But I've dropped one. The rods haven't stopped twitching all night. They've not stopped twitching, honestly. but there's just nothing taking it. Nothing taking it up. That's the same for both of us. Both of us have had either one or both rods knocking all night. And it's not tide noise, it's not wind noise. The definite, you know, throwing bait around. And just absolutely sod all. Not even a ting. But other fishermen, let me just have a look. Yeah, everybody's still here. So if you're fishing East Halton on Saturday the, oh God, what are we? Saturday 20th, let me know in comments down below if you were fishing it, if you had anything out. I'll try and speak to as many people as I can as they or I are going. But yeah, you'd have thought between 4 rods at varying ranges, we'd have seen something. I suppose technically I have seen something, but I didn't land it. There could be currently something on the new pen rod. It went from being just tight enough just to keep the tip at a straight to being bent over, and then it stayed bent over. But it could have just been that the lead bounced. But it's due a change, so we'll bring it in and we'll have a look. I don't think, like I say, I'm not holding my breath, guys, but I've not, I must admit, I've probably said it every time I've turned camera on, I am really liking this rod. It's really comfortable in hand. It's really good to retrieve on. Nah, there's nothing on that, just lead bouncing. It's really good to retrieve on, it's really manageable. The line just flies through the eyes. And I seem to be getting a fair bit of range on it with little to no effort, because I've been trying to keep it relatively short all day. And it is, believe it or believe it not, still day. I've been trying to keep it relatively short all day. But failing quite dramatically at keeping it close in, because it's just the slightest of flick and it's just gone. So it's this has been through wars a bit. Let's have a look. What we got? We got an. I tell you, I'm fighting with it. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to turn my head torch on. I know it glares camera a little bit, but I can't see what's going on. We've got right, okay. But like I say, I am intending on doing a midweek session. I don't know where I'm going to go, because I'm going to be quite late heading out in relation to what time the tide is. So I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to go. I might meet up with Kurt if he's fishing and find out where he is, and do it that way. You know, this is a right mess now, and I'm sure I'm just making things worse. Oh dear God. So that might be a tension. It might be Fuller Street. It's more than likely going to be Staley Wall. Looks like they're packing up, because of how quick it is for me to get to. But it might be a case so I might go there and find that it's chocker by the time I get there, because I'll only get there with a couple of hours to high. Ow. So who knows? I might come back here again. It's nice here. Still on the same wall, but it's nice. It's said a couple of times to Alf, the main difference is the wall's lower, so you don't feel as detached from the sea. The wall's lower, and it doesn't smell. There's a smell to Immingham, and it's not by no means unpleasant. But yeah, it's God, this is a mess. Oh, we think we're getting somewhere. Yes, by no means unpleasant, but there we go. But there's an odour to it. It's not been touched. We'll resend it. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see where I end up for that video. Yeah, we're still fishing on. The fishtivity is low. Yeah, the guys that were next to us have packed up and gone home, so I'm guessing they had a bad night. But I think the bay that we're in here at 60, I think it probably fishes longer than the rest of the bays. God, that went nowhere. You know what, we'll leave it. Ooh. So now I've got them both close in. We'll see if anything happens, but yeah, I mean that one's maybe 20 yards. So yeah, my intention is to fish in the week. So I've been a bit stingy with my bait and not changed it probably half as much as I should have done. I've just changed it when it's been chewed or damaged. The report from Immingham Wall tonight is not great. The report from over the other side of the Humber on the Hull side on the Easington coast is actually pretty good. They've had some decent fish out there tonight, so fair play to them. What size did you say that cod was that came out at Easington? Well, at Easington Cod Corner.
14.6.
£14 6
Yeah,
ounce.
£4.6.
£4.6. I'm going to say £14. Jesus, sea angler would be all over that. Like tits on a. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so over that side it's been fishing quite well. Over that side so far this season has outfished the South Bank quite a lot. But the South Bank I think always starts a bit later. Oh. Have I just put, on that botch cast, have I just put it in front of a fish? Either that or it's in rocks. Because the summer, it keeps going from side to side a little bit, so it's like something's shaking it. Guessing you've died now, yeah. But as per usual, the tide is shooting. Tide is shooting. It's not as fast as it is at other side at Wall, but it is shooting. Have I broken this? Yeah, I think I have, haven't I? Yeah, I have. Be right. Yeah, still in high spirits. Still, you know, I'm not disappointed. Still been a nice night out. God, how times have changed from what we class as a nice night out. Sorry, I'll have to turn me back to you. Beats sitting at home watching TV. So yeah, so I'm hoping to get a midweek session in. Don't know where it's going to be. If you're planning on being out Wednesday, Thursday, on for the evening tides, they're at about 8 and 8:30. Wednesday, Thursday. No, it'll be 8 and 9-ish. That's the last of the big tides. They're then receding. Let me know. Maybe I can come and see you if you're in the sort of Cleethorpes, Grimsby area. It's going to have to be somewhere local because I can't. By the time I've driven anywhere, my fishing time is going to be drastically reduced. But let me know, and maybe I can get out to see you. That's got to be tide noise. I'm going to have a look at this. It's shaking like mad. If we've spent all night casting over them and a botch cast gets me one at 10 yards out, I'm going to be furious. Well, that's shaking from side to side. Nah, nothing. Lead hadn't stuck, I think. Oh, no, lead had stuck. Oh, fucking tying everything up now. Come here. I'll recast it anyway. So it was a proper botch cast that, but we'll have a quick look at the bait and see what's gone on there. See if it does show signs of... Nah. Nothing. But this is fishing, eh guys? This is new rod, new mark curse, isn't it? I've doubled my curses today. Fishing on a new rod in a new mark. It were never. I should have known. Should have gone to a known mark. I'd love to hit a beach. Alf and I have just been discussing about beach marks again. We might weekend after next go back down to Bonkers Bank and have a session on the beach down there, just because it's all right down there. It's nice. That's better. But then again, if money's all right, we might go look at Kilnsea. I don't know. You know what? And I've said this 3 or 4 times in this bit of chat, in this bit of spiel. But if there's some mark in particular on the Holderness, Grimsby, Cleethorpes coast that you'd like me to try, let me know below and I'll see about getting out to it. Could be on my own, could be with Alf, could be with Steve, could be with somebody else, could be with Kurt, Blaine, whatever. But let me know if there's somewhere you'd like me to give a go, or if there's, you know, if you have a strong recommendation or anything like that. Do let me know, because I struggle to know marks. So yeah, it's just wind. I think the wind's blowing across the line. Oh shit, there goes my stand getting pulled over, getting pulled into the sea, but I didn't see which, if one, I didn't see which rod it was that got tugged on. Might have to drop the tips a little bit. There it goes again. I'm literally having to hold on to my tripod here. Drop those tips down a bit. There we go, that's settled it. I dread looking at my phone now every time, knowing that there's some lads out on Immingham War. Every message I think it's going to be a picture of a corker. Anyway, you guys have probably started looking at a blank screen. I don't know whether this has been pulled out to sea, whether there's a fish on it, but it's tight. Let's have a feel. Let's have a feel. Can't feel anything. No, I think it's just wind on rods. Or maybe it's other rod. Oh, hang on. Nah, no on that. No on that. There goes my rock. Right, anyway guys, sorry, keep getting sidetracked. Nothing to report, nothing to report. I'll drop down to one rod. Looking at the tide, we might have another half hour, 45 minutes. Oh no, that's not a good sign. Looks like we might have weed, that could be what's going on with the other rod. Let's have a look at this one that's close in. It's been out for a little while. I'll have a quick look at this one and then I'll let you go. There we go. Nah, nothing on it. I think I'm going to do the same though. I think I'm going to drop down to one. just for the sake of making it a bit more manageable, I'm going to drop down to 1 as well. But yeah, it's nice to be back. Camera seems to be working well, he says, having not checked it for a little while. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, camera's working well. Not had any freeze ups, not had any lock ups. Happy days. Well done GoPro, I gotta say. I'd heard a lot of bad things about the customer service, but I don't know whether it's a return and they're being extra generous because of coming back out of lockdown or what. But the experience I've had with this camera, spot on. I've recorded this in 4K as well, so we'll have to wait and see if there's the dividing line. I don't think if I put my hand up like that I'll be able to tell. No, doesn't look like there is. So hopefully going forward we'll have less issues. So actually, you know what, I'm going to call it there for the video. I'm going to call it a night. If anything else, I'm not going to pack the camera away, so if anything does come, I'll turn it on and you'll see it. But if in a few seconds you see the credits, you know, if you hear the dot, dot, then you know we're done. Don't forget, like, share and subscribe. And if you talk to me in the comments and give me some places to go where maybe I can come see you next week, in the week, maybe I'll see you in the week. See you later.